he's a good dude. But he's like, we want to be Patreon and YouTube rolled up into one. And I'm like, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to make that happen because you're not incentivized. Twitch does an amazing job at incentivizing people to donate. And they reward people for donating. And they have it set up in a way that Twitch streamers can reward people who donate. But if you're going to put up a video and have a little button at the bottom that says, hey, donate $1, no one's going to do it. Because there's no incentive to do it. There's no recognition. There's no thanking. The creator ain't going to see it. Not easily, anyway. And I mean, every video that I've seen so far, I've never seen anyone donate in total more than $3 to a video. Like all people who watched it. So it's like, the biggest problem with YouTube right now is there's nowhere else to go. Now when it comes to Let's Players, Twitch is definitely viable. Like if I was a Let's Player, that is exactly where I would go. But I try to make intelligent content, and you can't stream that too well. I could possibly stream lessons, or maybe stream like, hey, today we're going to talk about such and such, but I have no good visual aids. I can't make good humor in it. Like it's very on the fly and on the camera, so it would be really difficult to do. But if Twitch can out YouTube, we're all leaving. I promise you, we're all leaving. I'm so tired of it. All right, what else, guys? Yes, sir.
So in Skyrim, what would you think your favorite race would be?
I really like Dwemer, even though you can't play as him. Because I love their ancient runes, and I just hate the Falmer though. I hate the Falmer. Where's that? There's one place in Skyrim, like the northeastern section, where it's like 6 hours of going through a Falmer cave. I'm just like, just die. Like I eventually hacked max mana and fireball, just started like go away. No, like I have no. When it comes to Falmer, I have no patience for stealth. I'm just like, just die. Just get out of my way. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're snow elves. Just die. So anyway, so there's that. Yes, sir. White shirt.
What about like more specific cultural things like steampunk and cyberpunk stuff that have evolved their own mythos and stuff like that?
That doesn't have a huge following on YouTube right now. Like I understand it has a good following. Like I know there are a lot of people that like it. But I've got to find the right platform to really do that. I can experiment. I'll probably experiment with stuff like steampunk, cyberpunk, etc. through another like a show or maybe a game, something like that that's come out, and then kind of see where it goes from there. But if I was to just be like, here's a video on steampunk, I would be curious if people would watch it.
I know Sunless Sea has a lot of the Cthulhu and steampunk stuff in it, but it's a very long game to find everything.
Yeah.
It changes the map all the time.
Yes, sir.
On the hours a day or in week, depending on how long you get to play video
Fun.
Never.
Much. Like that's kind of the problems when you
10 minutes.
realize video games is like you have to follow what's trending. Now, very recently there have been a ton of good games in 2017. So it's like, cool, I get to play games that I thoroughly want to enjoy as well as play at the same time. But it's like there are other games where I'm like kind of not so into it, like Hello Neighbor and some of the other indie games where it's like, this isn't really my thing, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not my thing, but I have to play through it. But maybe on an off day, maybe 2 hours tops, maybe. But writing, editing, scripting, it's such a process. But yeah, it could be worse. Like I will never honestly complain about my job. It's like there's so many worse things I could be doing. Yes, sir.
I actually really liked your video until it's what got me into the whole franchise.
Oh, cool.
But,
Yeah.
I really loved when you would cover like the Sengoku era and Feud Japan.
Yeah.
So I was wondering with the DLC of Neo, are you gonna cover?
I don't know, because like I looked over, Dragon of the North, and I'm like, Dante's in this, cool. Does he do anything? There's that one dude who's a half Mukade, and it's hard because the content feels bulimic in terms of story. Like it's cool that there's new enemies, new maps, and whatnot. So I could probably talk about the enemies, maybe the locations, because they do go really in depth. Like on the loading screen, it's like, here's all the historical information about the location that you are currently in. That's cool. I can dig that. But as far as some of the main characters themselves, it's like, I've noticed that people who are really into Souls games, when they try to get into like Neo, they're like, oh, there's just all this stuff that I don't care about. Because it's so historically wrapped up. It's so Japan in its core. And they're just people like, the Souls and Bloodborne fans just kind of don't care because they're so used to the world being itself. That's what made it interesting for them, as opposed to it being historical. So, yes, sir.
Out of all the videos that you've done in terms of getting information, collection, all of that, which one would you say took you the longest?
I guess the Tokiden one, because I actually went to Japan to get that footage. But in terms of just sheer information, anything that's Nordic. Anything Norse. I hate it's cool, don't get me wrong. Anyone watching at home, don't get me wrong. Nordic culture is cool. But the names, the language, and then when I mess it up, I get crapped on. And it's like, I'm sorry.
You're trying to pronounce it again.
I like how that was in unison. It's like hearing everything I want to hear in stereo. But no, it's like,
put up language disclaimer so people can't blame you then. Say, I don't know how to pronounce.
This is what I can't stand, is when people are like, you're Gaijin Goomba, you know everything about every culture. No. I researched. There's a lot about Japan that I didn't know until I researched it. No one person can be that big a wheelhouse of information. If you came up to me and started speaking to me in French, sorry. I did an episode talking about Paris and the Champs-Élysées. And yes, I did accidentally say Champs-Élysées, and everyone that got butthurt over that can get over it. Never mind, I'm not going to say it.
Sort of follow-up. Then how do you feel about the, because of your hatred of Norse, how do you feel about the God of War 4 coming out?
No, see, don't misconstrue. I don't hate Nordic mythology. I think it's awesome. I hate trying to research it, though, because names are difficult. And the other thing, too, is that there are no pronunciations online for ancient Nordic. There's just not. Like, I could literally look up any other language online, even like Aztec, like even something crazy old or crazy esoteric, or like really old Chinese or something like that. It's there. Nordic is not. And I ask people on Twitter, I'm like, hey, I need help with this pronunciation. Can you help me? No word. But then when you mess up, everyone comes out of the woodwork. Fun fact about YouTube, everyone loves being pissed off. Everyone loves, they love being angry.
Really haven't noticed.
I guess I'm preaching to the choir on this one. But no, it's like, so few people are actually willing to help. Everyone is willing to give you a hard time. Because it's so much fun to tear someone down for being wrong. And that happens to me a lot. I don't know, that's just me complaining at this point. Who has not asked a question who needs to ask it? Okay, a lot of hands just went up. So yes?
What's kind of your strategy for incentivizing your Patreon and like rewarding your patrons? Like, how have you kind of made that work for you with the YouTube ad stuff going on?
Providing something new. A lot of YouTubers that I've seen, like who are bigger than me, they're like, hey, I've got a Patreon and you can get like behind the scenes footage, and they got no patrons. And it's like, you have to treat Patreon like a product. You have to treat it exactly like Kickstarter. So what I did is that, like, before I started kicking it back in a high gear after the apocalypse, I had about $700 of supporters, which is really high compared to a lot of other people. But then I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to offer a new series, and that was where Witch Ninja came from. And it's like, I'm not going to paywall it, but I'm going to give people, first of all, it's going to be a day early and ad-free. Like, that's the first tier, and that's a big thing for a lot of people. And then it's like, you can help vote for, it's basically making something new and giving patrons access to kind of manipulating, kind of putting in say, because it's something new. If you put something out that is old, people will still like it, but they probably don't care enough about it that they're going to like really dump in a lot of money to help support it for just little things like, oh, behind the scenes stuff, whatever. But if you provide something new, that people can get excited about, they will want to be like essentially in the front line of helping making that happen. And that's what happened with Witch Ninja. I went from $700 to about $1,500 US dollars through that whole transition. And I feel like I'm doing right. I feel like I'm giving back. People are being very supportive. And it's something brand new, and I have a lot of personal. That's the other thing too. If you don't have personal passion in the thing that you're trying to sell on YouTube, or not YouTube, Patreon, no one's going to care. Because the only way crowdfunding works is that if it comes from the heart, you know. People who try to utilize crowdfunding for something that's very like bland, or like kind of samey, or something, you can tell when there's passion and when there isn't. And the stuff that has passion will always do that. So. That's my theory, anyway. Okay, who has not asked a question that wants to? Yes, ma'am.
Was there any particular game or series or anything that helped inspire you to make the series that you do now?
Super Mario Bros. 3. No, I'm serious. The Mario franchise has so many weird, esoteric things in it. Every time I go back to it, there's always something new to learn. Mario's one of the biggest ones. It's like, when people ask me what inspired me, one of the stories I always mention is that there are two people, Parental Floss and the AVGN, because both of them had no understanding what a Tanuki is and what it does. You know, and I had very recently come back from teaching overseas in Japan, and I hear Brent singing about, and some kind of magic bear, and I'm like, not even close, but I love you anyway. And then the AVGN is like, why does he turn into a statue? He must be smoking crack. I'm like, So so I got a tech job working at my local college, and it was my job to like learn how editing programs work in one. I'm like, I have an idea. Let's take all these things that everyone keeps joking about because they don't understand it, and make them understand it. And here I am. So no,
That's my question.
Well, good, because we're kind of running low on time. Yeah, we got about 20 minutes left, and I talk way too much. You had your hand up a lot. Go ahead.
Has anything, like you talked about a lot of backlash, has anything backlash to you personally?
Who got back? Whole lot. And I did that for my wife's sake. Like, I said this on a stream, so I can go ahead and say it publicly. You guys wonder where Pixel Pets went? Everyone hating on her design. That she made it. I'm not afraid to say this. Like, she literally backed off doing YouTube work because she just couldn't handle the hate. Like, I can take it. I've been hated on all my life. I've been bullied severely all my life. I don't even care anymore. Because I'm married, I make a good living, I can support my family. I don't care. It's different for her. And so, like, when it comes to backlash, you know what the sad thing is, too? Don't mess with my wife, by the way. She's very good at reverse detective work. We actually found the first person on Tumblr who sparked that flame. Well, we found them. We know where they are. We know where they live. We know their name. Turns out they're into some weird stuff. If you thought tits on a Google was bad, let's talk about Vor. Yeah. That's what I learned. That's what I learned that day. That my biggest haters probably are really messed up people. So that's. But see, I can come to that conclusion. My poor wife can't, because she just never. When people say YouTubers have to have thick skin, that's not at all what I mean. There's no such thing as a thick skin. The way you get past hate as a YouTuber is that it becomes such an integral part of your life that you just don't feel anymore. You become so numb to it. That's why whenever I get insulted online, I'm like, this has already happened for the last 4 years. I can't care. I just can't. But that poor girl, though, it's like, she loves the design that she has. And she's got a human form for her Twitch channel, which borrows a lot of aspects of it, and people still give her hell over it. I'm like, guys, my wife is thick. Let her be thick. Damn it. And it's just frustrating. So it's like, that is the one thing I regret, not for my sake, but for her sake. because it has garnered so much hate for her. And you can't hate her. You cannot hate her. You can't. It's physically impossible. I've tried from time to time. She's too sweet. All right, who had hands up over here? Because okay, yes.
Was there any topic you wanted to cover in a video that you haven't been able to?
Not really. Honestly, not really. No, I really can't think. I know that's a weird answer, but it's like I'm going through my head. It's like, can I talk about Hispanic culture? Yes, I can. Can I talk about North? Yeah. Can I talk about yeah? So it's not really. Like I'm lucky in that the things that I want to talk about, I can typically find an outlet for. Finding the right outlet is hard because people are under the assumption that it's like you can put the topic before the game or like the popular subject matter. You can't do that. Like, it has to be a popular thing first, and then you can pull from it. So, it's kind of a weird yes and no question. Like, there are some times where it's like, I really want to talk about this culture. Oh, but there's no game or anime that's come out that I could revolve it around, so I can't do it. So, kind of a yes and no. Okay, who else? Yes, sir. And I'll get back over here.
Either for business or for fun, if you had like infinite time to like beat one game, what would it be?
You're essentially asking what my favorite game is, and I can't answer that question.
Like, okay, so like a new game, like I said, for either business or fun, like just that you don't have the time to do it, obviously.
Probably Final Fantasy 14, because my wife plays it a whole bunch, and I have zero time for it. We're on Fairy.
Why can't you be on Fanford?
Talk to her! I didn't know this. Okay, how about over here? Yes.
I had a really weird idea for like something I want to do personally. I was kind of wondering, maybe you know more about Japan than I do. Samurai Champloo is a very weird series.
I still gotta talk about that Christianity.
Yeah.
All Christians must die. It happened. You want to blame something? No, I'm just teasing. You want to blame anyone on that? You can blame Toyotomi Hideyoshi on that one, as well as many other things. I just sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was actually mostly about the Christianity thing, but also the very weird stuff that actually seems like it's out of place, but is not at the same time.
Such as?
Like, I've been told that glasses were actually a thing there, and Jean wears glasses and stuff like that. That's like one really weird thing, and Mugen, like the way he fights, apparently is not that. It's very far off, but apparently I've read this one article, which the internet's may not be right or wrong, but it may not be that far off of how it was done very smallly, like a small group of people.
Okay.
So,
No. Champloo does so many cool things with so many small things. That's why they have a narrator. I mean, that's like the whole Danish thing. That's one of my favorite episodes.
What about the baseball episode?
He's dying.
I'm sorry, Japan. I'm sorry. I'm not Matthew Perry, though.
Goomba down.
We're
Goomba
not
down.
asking. We're telling. Great motivation. Here's a country that's been shut off ever since the Tokugawa Shogunate got set up. Let's just roll in and blow it up. I did a video about that too. I can't remember which. No, what was it? It was the Neo video. I was like, oh, here's Matthew Perry just rolling up. It's like, hey, we'll kill you unless you open up trade because you're trading with the Danish and the Portuguese. Why not us, bro? It's like, because you're a jerk.
They portray that very well in the show.
I like how they don't name drop though. It's like someone who's very obviously Matthew Perry, but they give him like some other stupid American name. and they're like, we're demanding you open trade. It's like, we'll play baseball for it. You just kill them. You've got arquebuses. You train with the Portuguese. You can fight. Never mind. Next question. Yes, sir.
First off, I want to say I'm a huge fan, and everything you've done has inspired me to look deeper into video games from a cultural and historical standpoint. And there's an example of this that hit me recently. I was actually playing Ice Climber for my NES for some weird reason. You know, the characters that nobody knows.
I'm 33, bro. I know ice climbers.
Something hit me. I was also watching Azumanga Daioh, and it was the episode about their first dream that they had during the new year. And I looked into that because I thought it's something cool, and I realized that apparently it's good luck to dream of Mount Fuji, an eggplant, or a bird.
Yep.
Or instantly my mind went to ice climbing. And I'm thinking, like, as you're climbing up the mountain, killing the bears and the not seals, because that's culturally insensitive.
Depends on who you ask. But yeah.
And you're collecting eggplants, and then you get to the top, and then you grab a bird's talons. And I'm thinking, Gaijin Goomba should do a video on this.
Yes, I should. Let me, give me a second. I want to make note of this. I severely doubt there's going to be an ice climbers game in the not too distant future, but this would be a good evergreen.
They brought Kid Icarus back after 25 years, so anything's possible.
It's possible. Ice climbers, New Year's, Eagle, Mount Fuji, eggplant.
Loading.
Don't you just hate technology?
It's not Wi-Fi. It's just a phone. Okay, see, I didn't forget. I was just waiting for the phone to catch up.
Like my tablet was wrapping up the last few days.
That is actually a good one. I'll have to look that one up. Okay, we got to rapid fire these because I got 10 minutes left. Yes, sir.
For a quick question, do you think you'd ever cover anything from the Tales of series?
I would love to, but YouTube would never promote it.
No.
Just because it's not popular. The only thing that YouTube is going to promote is like stuff that's super shock value, and stuff that people are actively searching for on Google anyway. That's why you don't see nostalgia in YouTube gaming anymore. You just don't. Like even with the Let's Players, you don't. It's always the newest thing because that's what people are searching for. So help break the trend, please, because it's up to y'all. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you've done a video on the series, but have you considered doing anything on Digimon?
I don't know what to talk about. Like maybe some of the Digimon designs I could lightly touch on, like all the different angel characters and multiple wings and stuff. Like maybe, but it's like if I did Digimon, it would have to be more along the lines of Japan's interest in the virtual world and the slowly moving like migration into it, or even on a global scale because I know that we're pretty hyped up on it. So. Yes, sir.
Do you have any interest in doing anything on the Metal Gear Solid series, or are you avoiding that? Like,
I don't know what to talk about though. Like espionage, spy stuff. Like
maybe Americana.
Maybe a little bit Americana. Honestly, if I did the Metal Gear series, I'd probably talk about Raiden and how he's a terrible ninja. Exactly. No, he feels like a murder hobo.
He can do naked cartwheels, so it's fine.
Would you consider in the future doing anything talking about AI and automation, considering Japan is particularly going through automation, and now it's becoming a big fear, particularly in the tech industry here in North America?
I could, but man, I've beaten that horse so hard so many times. I've done like 4 videos talking about either synthetic relationships or AI in general. Maybe I could. I'd have to look into it though. Like I would just hate repeating myself every time. But it's definitely something to consider. So that is actually a good idea. Who hasn't asked anything yet? Yes, sir.
Has there been something that you wanted to do but couldn't afford it? Kind of like how Matt did his that YouTube Red show. You know.
Yeah. No, I know. Honestly, I would love to be in his position with Global Gamer. So I have a huge, I've got such a massive personal interest in that. Except I wouldn't go to hotspots. I would want to actually go to like the gaming locale of the different countries, like retail stores or like small con events, things like that. That is what I would want. If I would do Global Gamer, that's how I would do it. Where Matt's doing kind of like a road trip kind of show with that, and it's like taking larger gaming concepts, but boiling down into more of a mainstream thing when it comes to that show. But yeah, but I would just do it differently. But I'd never be able to afford it. It's super expensive. Anyone who has not asked a question yet that wants to? Yes, sir.
Me?
Yes.
Have you ever thought of covering anything from the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventures?
Jacob already did it! I'm mad! I would love to talk about Jacob beat me to the punch with JoJo. He didn't get into too much detail, but like every single season of JoJo is like a different little tap into like popular stuff. Like the very first season was very Bram Stoker's Dracula-ish. Then you get kind of in that road trip Indiana Jones sort of feel. One thing that someone has suggested that I will look into, but I will need people's help because I don't want the fandom to lynch me, is I want to figure out cultural inspirations of stands. Because that's deep, that's specific enough that I feel like I could talk about that in a good way as opposed to just trying to get something that's been around for literally like 50 years and trying to make it work that way. So, yes?
A topic I'm interested in is the phenomenon of the genre deconstruction. In this case, usually you had magical girls who was always pink, cool, nice little stories, and now we have Madoka and then another anime where the magical girl turned into a death king. And there's a genre of deconstruction happening, so think they can cover that eventually?
I don't know what I'm going to talk about because it does such a good job at deconstructing the genre anyway.
Yeah, but why is it happening? Well, what's the phenomenon?
People are probably tired of it. Like, case in point, who here is super thrilled about Boruto?
What?
Exactly! So, here's the thing. I like Boruto. I like where it's coming from. I almost did a video on it about episode 1 because the whole concept of ninjutsu dying out because modern technology is taking over is a thing. I talked about in the very first Witch Ninja episode. It's not offensive at all. I think it does everything that it needs to do correctly. It's just I think it needed about a year's break. I don't know. No, don't let it. Well, see, here's the thing. Don't let it die. Just let it breathe for a minute. Like the reason why Shin Godzilla did so well is because it had a long break. I think the last one was like in what 2014. Yeah, Final Wars. Final Wars was amazing. But it's like after that, how do you top that? And then I think Toho was like, let's just let him sleep for about 2-3 years, and then bring back Shin Godzilla and make everyone scared of him all over again. By the way, if you haven't seen Shin Godzilla, you really need to. It's really good. I really don't like how they portray America, though. They make us look really stupid. No, you're literally, like, one of the dudes that's walking, it's like some old dude who's walking out, and he's like, only through our master of nuclear technology can we stop this. I'm like, no. You don't get to, no one gets to say America nukes Tokyo. No! Go back to your room.
You just don't go there.
No, you don't! It's like, God, okay, it's like, yes, we get it. We did terrible things. Please, we're sorry. Literally, I will speak on America's behalf. We've done terrible things that we'll never own up to. I will own up to it. I'm sorry, damn it. To be fair, I like y'all's money infinitely better than ours. I hate our cotton fiber POS dirty, gets ruined in the wash. Y'all got crash space. Can I come live up here? I'm not going to get political, but please.
We have plenty of monopoly money for you.
Dude, again, I love y'all's money. Also, Looney and Toonies are like, that's the cutest thing for money ever. Also, y'all don't have pennies! Thank you! I hate pennies! Because when you make it rain, you don't want to feel the sweat. Okay. Okay, any other questions of people who have not asked yet? Okay, now I'm just gonna open up for everything, but make it like super rapid fire because we're gonna crush it.
Okay, so you were talking about Godzilla. Apparently, there's a Godzilla versus King Kong movie coming out. Do you think it's gonna be basically like a metaphor for America versus Japan?
I sure hope not. Huh? Who's gonna win? Godzilla! Exactly. Okay. Let's keep it going, guys. Yes.
So technically, actually, I just watched the Skull Island Kong movie that just came out. And technically, he hasn't died. They remade it. So
can Kong survive nuclear breath? Especially no, when it comes to Shin Godzilla, he's done. He's done. Shin Godzilla has lasers coming out the back. He spawns mini-bees.
But that's a bad guy, Jordan.
Was Mothra ever really a bad guy?
No.
Was it really ever a bad guy?
Yeah, King Ghidorah. No, he was bad. He was always bad. He was Orochi, damn it. That's the thing I love. People are always like, "Who's one of your favorite yokai?" I'm like, Yamato no Orochi. They're like, "Why?" It's like he's everywhere. He's always the bad guy, and he's a heavy drinker. Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you saw the Far Cry 5 trailer, what you thought.
You are my children, I am your father. Way to just dump all over Southern Baptist, guys. No, I'm looking forward to it. If the main character is not black or Hispanic, I will be disappointed. That did not get a good laugh. No. I'm serious. It's like the only people that this game is going to piss off are the people who don't play games. That's the thing. That's the thing when it comes to shooters. It's like we can kill anyone we want to, so long as they're not going to be the main demographic. And it's like you got all these Southern people over here that hate the Jews, etc. Why not target them? And then they finally did. I'm like, because I've had a lot of people that are like, "You're white. Doesn't that make you mad?" No. I guess. Cool. We actually have more time than I thought, because I was about to wrap it up. Okay, so really fast. Yes.
Mentioned earlier you were talking about what you could do on Twitch as an idea. Why not show your how to do research, like just live stream research?
That'd be boring.
I
will literally be doing this.
Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba here. Does anyone know this word? I've never seen this word before. Any like northern, I don't know. I can't talk about that, man. That's full of booze. Alright, I'm gonna get a drink.